The Covert Ops update, aka Season 6, is bringing the brand new Battle Pass and Gadget Changes, both of which I've already covered on this channel, so be sure to check those videos out after this one. But today's video is all about the patch notes and the balance changes. We're talking rogue changes, weapon changes, Gamemode changes, and more. With that said, we of course need to make sure we go over our comment of the day first. Today's comment comes from Carlisle, and he says, "I like how everyone just calls it Season 6 and not Year 2 Season 2, and yeah, I have no clue why Rogue didn't just name this season Season 6. Year 2 Season 2 is a mouthful to say each time you want to talk about Season 6, and it's just way too much." If you want to change for a comment of the day, be sure to leave a comment down below. With that out of the way though, let's get into the Season 6 patch notes. So we're going to cover our singular rogue change, then move on to our gadgets, swap over to the weapons afterwards, and finish the video off with Gamemode changes. There's a lot of changes to some game modes specifically, so I figured it's better to save that for last. The one rogue getting a change is actually Glitch. His hack ability has received a reduced duration of the hack effect on enemy players from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. Season 5 gave players a good feel with his new playstyle, with that kind of buff slash nerf they did with him, and from now on I'm assuming they're just going to kind of continue tweaking him to their liking. Moving on to gadgets, since that was the only rogue change, we can start off with the sticky sensor. They've reduced the max deployable count from 3 to 2, meaning you can only have 2 sticky sensors on the map at once. The reasoning behind this change is they want to keep the max deployable count on things like this limited to the maximum capacity of rogues themselves can carry. So like this game for example, I'm playing Seeker and he can only hold 2 sticky sensors. So it really doesn't make sense that I can hold 2 sticky sensors but place 3 of them around the map at once. Our second and final gadget getting a little change is the cluster smoke. You will now be able to deploy these faster, and they've removed unintentional slow off the level 2 upgrade. Overall, the cluster smoke should be a lot faster in Season 6. And just like that, we've already gone through 2 categories and only have 2 to go. The first weapon here is the LR15 full body. It's getting a little buff and its headshot damage is increased from 150 to 180, and its level 3 upgrade now increases headshot damage to 210. The reason behind this is with a lot of new damage modifiers in play this patch, snipers needed adjustments to their headshot damage to maintain one-shot headshots. For that exact reason, the tier is also going to be getting a buff in similar places. The headshot damage has been increased from 125 to 165, and its level 3 upgrade now increases headshot damage to 190. So you Phantom and Fixer mains, what are your thoughts on these sniper changes? Comment your ideas and thoughts down below. Moving on, our only DMR getting a change is the Devotion, which is only receiving a headshot damage reduction of 84 to 78, and this really doesn't matter because when you look at this clip from my good friend Keliikai, I think it'll be just fine. The reasoning behind this nerf is the Devotion's current level of headshot damage, accompanied by the new crackshot perk on Dallas, was allowing him to one-tap too many targets. Well, as we saw by that gameplay, it's very obvious that he's still one-tapping targets. Moving on to these next 2 changes, I think a lot of people are going to be pleased to hear. The Arbitrator is receiving a major nerf, being a range reduction of 2 meters. Its damage at long ranges has been reduced, and it is also receiving a 3rd round, and this is going to compensate for close range interactions. So overall, this thing is still going to do some major damage at close range, as a shotgun should, but it should no longer be able to snipe it like it used to. The Objection, which has been dominating players for the entirety of Season 5, has also received a nerf. Its body damage has been reduced from 12 to 11, and the fall-off damage is increased at medium and long ranges. Finally, for weapons, we have 2 assault rifles getting changes. The Sahara's recoil has been increased, and the mag size upgrade now provides less ammo, going going from 15 to 10, and the KA-30 is getting just a little mini nerf, having its range reduced by 3 meters. Next up is changes coming to our game modes, and there's a few economy changes, important ones at that, but to not drag on this video and get you rogues back on the battlefield, I'll just throw them up for about 5 seconds after each game mode so you can pause and read if you'd like. I'll instead be reading the main changes, but I still want you guys to be able to soak up everything. First mode here is going to be Battle Zone, and this is definitely getting majority of the changes. Just like the core modes, Battle Zone is getting some perk changes. Depending on the rogue you select, your first 8 perks are going to be the normal perks for that rogue. So say you pick Anvil, this is what your setup might be, but if you pick Chalk, this would be yours. So just like the notes state, perks are no longer universal. Apart from these 8 perks, you will also be receiving new Mythic perks. The notes state, in Battle Zone, the shop expands the rogue's perks from 8 to 12. We wanted to maintain the core 8 perks each rogue has, and then add more impactful Mythic versions on top of the rogue's base kit. We've also got a new gadget exclusive to Battle Zone, and that is the regeneration field, which will heal your teammates that are in the area. As you see here in the gameplay, you plop one of these bad boys down and get to healing. The base version of this gadget lasts for 10 seconds and heals for 5 health per second. The level 1 upgrade increases the duration by 5 seconds, and the level 2 upgrade increases the gadget count by 1. The main reasoning behind the addition of the regeneration field is due to the lack of health regen in Battle Zone, so hopefully this will help add some of that. Staying in line with gadgets, they're going to work a little differently now in Battle Zone. Before this update, there were random sets of gadgets you'd receive and really had no say in the matter. Well, in Season 6, the rogue class you select will give you a specific set of gadgets each time. Breacher rogues such as Glitch and Switchblade will have the Flashbang, EMPs, Adrenaline Shots, Grenades, Molotovs, and Semtex Grenades. Duelist rogues such as Ronin and Lancer will have Flashbangs, Pop Smokes, Adrenaline Shots, C4s, Bounce Grenades, and the Semtex Grenade. Defender rogues such as Trench and Anvil will have Tear Gas, APSs, EMPs, Pop Smokes, Trip Mines, and C4s. And finally, support rogues such as Saint and Dahlia will have Sticky Sensors, APSs, Smoke Grenades, Grenades, Bounce Grenades, and the brand new Regeneration Field. So as stated, gadgets are getting a complete fundamental rehaul in Season 6 for Battle Zone, and as promised, here's a quick 5-second shot of the economic changes coming to Battle Zone. Moving on, we have Demolition, which has way less changes. Firstly, Rogue Company made a very controversial change, being all abilities now recharge in Demolition, exactly as they do in respawn modes. So for all you Demolition fanatics, what do you think about this change? I know all across the board, almost everyone doesn't like this change, and neither do I. Also, next up, you will now start the game with your primary weapon. I'm assuming this literally means you just don't have to purchase your primary weapon, you only buy upgrades for it. And if so, I don't think this needs to be an addition, and completely messes up Demolition and the way it functions. Strikeout and Team Deathmatch are getting literally the same exact changes here, so just like Demo, in both modes you will be starting with your primary weapons, and there will also be some economy changes coming to these modes. The final game mode getting a change, and the final change overall is coming to Ranked. No economy changes, but King of the Hill is removed from the queue, which means Ranked will once again be Demolition only, and they've also added Meltdown to the map rotation. And just like that, that's all the balance changes coming to Season 6 of Rogue Company, otherwise known as the Covert Ops update. I'll be linking the Covert Ops patch notes down below in the comments and description, so if you want to check these out yourself, feel free to. Like I said before, I also made videos covering the Season 6 Battle Pass, as well as Season 6 Project Saint changes, so if you want to stay up to date on everything Season 6 and get ready, I've got it all. That about wraps things up though, so be sure to leave a like rating on the video as it helps me out. Subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment down below how you feel about Season 6. Do you like some of these changes? Not like them? Feel free to let us all know how you feel down below. Also, be sure to join my Discord. We have a ton of people in there who will be grinding Season 6, and we would love if you came and hung out with us. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to give my video a watch, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one.